Alright, it has to be a quick one today, but I saw this interview with Mark Cuban speaking on capitalism and socialism and how he's all for capitalism, but points out that income inequality is an issue. Now, it wasn't a terrible interview by any means. I didn't agree with everything he said, but there was one thing I actually did agree with, but it was a shame he didn't expand on it a bit more. At one point, Cuban said that rich people mostly get rich through the stock market. He said stocks are the greatest product in the US right now. This is largely and sadly true, especially for the billionaire class. If you look at the top wealthiest in the US, the vast majority of them work in the finance industry and investment banking. Now, when Cuban says that the wealthiest get near the top through stocks, what should he have pointed out? He should have pointed out the Federal Reserve. The Federal Reserve is the reason stock prices have been hitting record high after record high. It is the stated purpose of the Fed to keep inflation continually increasing at a steady pace. Why do they want to do this? Why would you want prices to keep going up? Aren't lower prices good? Well, it depends. If you're a consumer, if you're middle or lower class, higher prices hurt. Inflation hurts. But if you're a wealthy person and an extremely small percentage of your wealth goes to feeding, clothing, and housing yourself, and the rest goes into the stock market, inflation would make you filthy rich because inflation affects stock prices too. And if you're a rich person, you can afford to acquire more financial assets, more stock. It's unfortunate to me that Mark Cuban hints at the fact that the stock market is a big reason for wealth inequality, but then he doesn't explain why. He never mentions the central bank that we have, whose goal it is to keep the stock market going up, which disproportionately helps the rich to an obscene degree, right? If it was 2008 and I had millions of dollars and the stock market just plummeted, I would have known that the Federal Reserve is not going to engage in any sort of deflationary period. They're going to inflate this bubble again as quickly as they possibly could, and I would start buying up stocks like crazy, and I'd be even more filthy rich today, and I'd probably sell off right about now so I didn't lose it all before it plummets again. But now, to Cuban's credit, he says, and I'm paraphrasing of course, that an army of 10,000 bureaucrats is not the solution to this problem. And I agree, the solution to this problem is to end central banking and end their constant administering of interest manipulation and money creation that only serves to screw over the poor, ruin their savings, and at the same time enrich the already wealthy. Government is the problem, and Cuban was on the right track, but I wish he would have gone a little bit further and in a slightly different direction. But that has to be it for now. Like and subscribe, and peace out, my good friends.